Do you think these strikes have been effective? Have they made any progress to the RMT?
Well, the strikes have been very effective. I think even the news from the railway companies is that at the best of times are running about 20% of the service. And of course, not everybody's on strike. Some of the train operating companies are not on strike. I think progress is very difficult because really the management in Network Rail and the train operating companies have been shackled by SAPs and the governments. They're not allowing them to negotiate. Now, we've asked for a very reasonable, I think too reasonable, my own opinion, pay deal of 7%. Inflation is 9.1, predicted to be 11 at the end of the year. And over the last 3 years, railway workers have lost about 20%, about a fifth of their wages. But the government are insisting that if this any deal is to be done, any percentage is even to be discussed, then they're talking about compulsory redundancies and tearing up terms and conditions, which would mean people working a lot more nights and a lot more weekends for no recompense.
But in terms of those compulsory redundancies, wasn't there nearly a deal done yesterday on that? I mean, there's all this talk saying you were so close to coming to some sort of agreement, and then the unions walked away again.
Well, it's quite simple. If they want the deal on no compulsory redundancies, write down on a piece of paper there will be no compulsory redundancies. Not any aspirations to do things or good wishes to do things. You know, I intended last week to go out jogging. I never actually made it. I had the best intentions. I had every will in the world to go jogging. Never actually made it. So we need a cast iron guarantee about no compulsory redundancies, not the best wishes to make it, because that's a caveat you can get out of.
Why won't they give you a cast iron? Why wouldn't they write it down?
Well,
I mean,
you know what?
You must have asked.
This is very difficult.
What did they say?
This is very difficult to understand, right? Because given the demographics in our industry, a lot of people will be applying for voluntary redundancy. So what it tells me is that this is not the last that we're going to hear about redundancies. This is the first tranche. Because I think the first tranche would be oversubscribed, if I'm honest, with people who want to go. But why would they keep that compulsory element? Because they've given Network Rail in particular this guarantee, given the workers this guarantee for 12 years in a row, that there would be no compulsory redundancies.
So you're saying they would get enough voluntary redundancies?
For this time around, I think they would. I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that.
Is there any reason why there are a lot of voluntary redundancies potentially?
The demographics in the industry, people are in their late 50s, early 60s. A lot of people have had enough.
What they might call natural wastage, as it were.
Well, yes, but the problem is, if it was natural wastage, that would be one thing. But what they're talking about is that natural wastage would be not replacing people who left.
Yeah.
Compulsory redundancies is a completely different thing. Where they say, right, thanks very much for your 30 years service. Here's your cards. Go and find yourself another job. So that's the line in the sand for the trade union. We're quite happy to discuss severance schemes. We're quite happy to discuss natural wastage. But there has to be that guarantee that there's going to be no compulsory redundancies.
If that's the line in the